documents on how Goldman Sachs, who runs all the major regulatory agencies of the countries they're robbing, they're the key group, they're there on record saying we're going to sell everybody derivatives, then implode it, then get bailouts and destroy our competition. I mean, this is, they're on record. Mm-hmm. That's what Wall Street does. It goes into healthy companies and destroys them. It goes into healthy nations and destroys them, breaks them up. This isn't free market. These are crooks.
It's the opposite of free market. This is not free market. These people do not have your best interests at heart, just the opposite. Everything they do is counterproductive to your security. And that's why you need to listen to shows like this and read The End of the Fed and buy The Fall of America and the Western World.
Well, you're absolutely right. Brian Kraft, fire out that number for folks that aren't on the internet or want to call and order that way.
Sure, you can get the 10-part series, The Fall of America and the Western World, at 1-800-655-1577. That number again is 1-800-655-1577.
And again, I always promote other people's books, videos, materials, even ones that we're not selling. I'm not selling this. I'm in it, though, because it's an info weapon. I mean, they're scared of my information. Every time Nightline or MSNBC's here, they're like, we notice your films have tens of millions of views. You know, oh, my gosh, we notice your YouTube channel has 50 million views. That's just one of 8 channels. We have over 200 million views just on YouTube channels. I can go look at that post my stuff. 200 million on YouTube. Folks, we're hurting them. And the destiny of these films are in your hands. Well, Mr. Kraft, I want to thank you for coming in. It's been awesome, and I want to commend Jimmy Patul and everybody else that worked on the film, The Fall of America and the Western World. The Survival Guide booklet comes with it as well. We'll talk to you again soon, hopefully in studio.
Thank you, Alex. Pleasure.
You bet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, straight ahead. Probably the most popular guest we have on, according to the numbers we see. The Fall of America and the Western World is an all-new 10-hour documentary and survival guide rolled into one. In this film, you will see the reasons why our government is failing and what you can do to prepare. Featuring Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, Joseph Farah, David Icke, Naomi Wolf, G. Edward Griffin, Doug McIntyre, Mark Crispin Miller, Mickey Z, Doug Casey, David McElhaney, and myself, Alex Jones. Protect yourself and get the tools you need to protect your family from these difficult times. The Fall of America and the Western World at www.thefallofamerica.net or click on the banners at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Again, that website's www.thefallofamerica.net or call 800-655-1577. Prepare yourself and the ones you love today. Fallofamerica.net. Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com. or prisonplanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at prisonplanet.tv.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Well, the Wall Street Journal is now reporting that they believe the United States will completely collapse by next year. We're going to be going over that headline. MSNBC has guest analyst on saying buy guns, barbed wire, and farmland. More and more people are sounding just like Gerald Celente, who's been predicting exactly what's happening right now for at least the last 6 to 7 years with precision. He called it in 2008. He said by 2010 the stimulus would have run out. By the middle of 2010 it would be clear that the establishment knew full well what was happening. That's now unfolding. And I have in incredible news here. We actually got the MSNBC script for the Rise of the New Right special they're going to be airing over and over again starting next Wednesday, hosted by Chris Matthews. They lied to me, but I knew they were lying. I told them, I said, this will be me cut into neo-Nazis and militias, and you will demonize Ron Paul and Rand Paul. And they said, no, we're just profiling you, and it's all friendly. We want to know the Tea Party. Well, I have the script. None of what I said is in there. Basically, it's all distorted. Nothing about reaching out to the controlled left, explaining to them that, the false left-right paradigm. None of it. It is worse than I thought. And the article is up on prisonplanet.com. MSNBC hit piece smears Tea Party as neo-Nazis. This is so important. And so we're going to get Gerald Celente's take on that, on the economy, on the Iran situation, the Israeli flotilla, all of it. Really, Gerald Celente needs no introduction. I can look at our prisonplanet.tv numbers, our web streaming numbers, just the phone calls we get, the YouTube channel. This is the most popular guest we have on a monthly basis. Sometimes we have a Charlie Sheen on, or a Willie Nelson, or a Jesse Ventura, once every 3-4 months or so, or a couple times a year. That will have more viewers or listeners. But as our regular guest, people really appreciate the straight talk of Gerald Celente. And he really doesn't need any introduction, but he is the Trends Research Institute, founded in 1980. TrendsResearch.com has a long, illustrious bio. Find out more at TrendsResearch.com or in the past interviews we've done with him at PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com. Gerald, so much is happening. So much is unfolding. Good to have you here with us.
Well, thanks for having me, Alex.
A lot going on. I want to get into the economy first, but what is your take on the MIAC report, the Homeland Security reports demonizing patriots, gun owners? Now I've got the New York Times where they're cracking down on Amish, trying to take their property, saying it's not good for the environment, that their cows are defecating, and that's not normal now. I mean, you cannot make this up. This is a full-out assault on anyone who wants to be self-sufficient.
I've said this before, that in the mainstream media and a number of these talk show blowhards out there, they keep calling what's going on in America socialism, the ones that don't like Obama. We've made it very clear that the merger of state and corporate powers, by definition, is called fascism. So what we're seeing is, first we're seeing the merger of state and corporate powers like never before, with the whole guise of the too big to fails. And look at the facts. You go back to the early 1990s, the top banks, the top 6 banks, had about 15% of the action out there. Now, the top 6 banks control 65% of all the financial assets in the United States. So as we become more fascist, what you're seeing now is the squeezing of the little people. Oh, those dangerous Amish, you have to really watch out for them. You never know when their horse and buggies will be taking over another town. And it squeezed the little people at every end. Look what they're doing to the small farmers, making it almost impossible for them to compete as they're becoming more popular. Look at the numbers. What is the IRS doing? They're cracking down on the little people as they're turning a blind eye to the big corporations. So that's what's going on. And as you pointed out, how the NBC did a snow job on you. They do it with everybody in making the Tea Party look like as though it's a right-wing fanatical movement of right-wing nuts. And it's the same story. Let's go back over the history. In 2007, in the Trends Journal, our top trend for that year, while Bush was president, was that we were going to see the emergence of major tax revolts. What did they do? They ignored it. In 2009, the first Tea Parties and protests, tax protests, what did they do in the mainstream media? They ridiculed it. They said it was going nowhere. And then, as they could no longer turn a blind eye to it, and it started gaining momentum, what do they do next? They demonize it. So it's a very familiar pattern. We know where they're going, and they're not going to be able to stop it. It has a life of its own.
Well, that's my next point. We see three